Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Brian Whittekins at World Dairy Expo. Thank you to our expo sponsors, including Animal Wellness Center, Buffalo Valley, Alcivia Co-op, Bauer Seeds and Service, BioVet, Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, Compeer Financial, and also by the Farm First Dairy Cooperative, and that's where we're at the Farm First Dairy Cooperative booth. I'm with Jeff Lyon, General Manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative. And Jeff, with the World Dairy Expo, I know you've had a lot of farmers coming by talking with you at the booth.
This is our second day, and it's been just great. Obviously, yesterday, a lot of FFA kids were here. I was told just as I was walking in, they had 120 buses here yesterday. So we had all the youth, and it's great to see them. It energizes you. And I just got here to the booth this morning, and my staff that have been here said they've just been incredibly busy meeting with members and others interested in Farm First. So it's been a good day, 2 days.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things going on with the dairy industry and Farm First. I know I had a chance to talk with Jim Mulhern from National Milk. Of course, the 800-pound gorilla in the room is the federal milk market order.
Yes, it is. I had a chance, Farm First being a member of National Milk, and I served on several task force and committees in putting together the proposals that National Milk submitted for petition USDA took up. And I had a chance in middle of September to go testify on the make allowance. So we've been a part of it and following it very closely.
Big thing with this is it's not just with the make allowances, but just the way the classes are priced and all of that. Everything just kind of needs to be updated.
Really, that's what it is, and that's what we saw even just a couple of years ago, that you needed to do some updates on it, and you can't just pick one certain thing. There's all various things that are important to the whole working of the federal order system. So we spent a considerable amount of time in going through that process with our members and leaders and other staff people with co-ops around the country that have expertise. So we put this together. It's a tedious process, and but as I've tried to tell our members, and but it's an important process, because when I gave my testimony, and then I'm driving home after I've been there for a couple days, I said, it's words that matter, and then pennies that matter. And go ahead.
Well, when I talk with Jim, I'm like, why don't we just throw this whole thing out? And he goes, if it was really easy, we would have done that a long time ago, but it's very complicated.
That's correct. I mean, there's a lot of different facets, and people will say that it's complicated, but if you have an opportunity, you can take that, look at it. And I understand on the farmer side of things, you've got other things that you're thinking about and worrying about in doing it. But like I said, when I just was talking about the words that matter and the pennies that matter, some people don't understand, but you're in front of an administrative law judge. You're directing your comments to USDA, because in the end they have to make the decision, and then farmers are going to vote on it. But you're getting cross-examined by attorneys from other interests, that want something different out of it. So, you get asked about, what did you mean on this page and this paragraph? And then, we're like on the make allowance side, we're talking about our proposal, which just makes a modest increase, National Milk, and there's others that want to go much higher. Well, on the make allowance side, that's, not a positive on the pay price for farmers. So that's why we've been talking about modest. And I'm going, you'd think, hey, we're only talking a few pennies, but pennies add up to millions and billions of dollars. So it's a very important process.
Talking with Jeff Lyon, he's General Manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative from World Dairy Expo. So let's talk a little bit about the cooperative. How's the year been so far?
It's been a very good year. We, within Farm First, we have our milk marketing division, Family Dairies. That's over on the eastern part of the state and the UP, so not generally in your listening area, but we have 135 farmers there that we pick up milk and sell to about 20 different plants on the eastern side of the state. Like everybody, for the most of the year, and even going back to last year, it's been very difficult selling a lot of milk at distressed prices. But things have tightened up, and it's been very good here in the short term. So we'll be profitable there and getting money back. But it's obviously been a difficult year, and margins are tight. We have a milk testing laboratory in Kaukauna, Wisconsin, and we took on a year and a half ago, 2 years, some additional business. Things are going there. And then our member services division, which does test verification services for a lot of our members who are, shipping to proprietary plants. Very active, very busy, working with our members, doing the checks and everything that they need to do. and then just meeting with our members and talking to them and talking about all the things we're doing at Farm First.
Talking with Jeff Lyon, he's General Manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative. Jeff, has the co-op talked with members about trying to have it where they can adjust their milk production at times throughout the year?
Well, we'd only have, for us would be within our family dairies, the ones that we're actually marketing the milk for. Like I said, the members that we do the test verification services, they have their direct with the plant that they're shipping to. So whatever that plant would be doing, they're going to deal with that. Within our family dairies, we've had those discussions with our advisory committee as a base excess plan that, are we going to need to implement something like that? We have it ready to go. We have the numbers, but at this point, we've made the decision not to implement it. It's always a difficult decision because you're at times, where you've got excess milk, more than you need. But certainly guys, aren't interested in cutting production. Just, I guess, limiting growth would be the better way to say it, because when things do turn like they are now, we're getting asked, by our customers, can you find us some more milk? So it's just a real difficult balance.
Is that the 800-pound gorilla in the room for the dairy industry? It's not like corn. It's not like soybeans. It's not like even cattle, where you can adjust the supply on a dime. To adjust the supply in the dairy industry is like turning a battleship, and it just doesn't work.
Right. I mean, it takes 2 years to that heifer into a cow and all that, and you got your plans and what you're doing, so you can't do it. And obviously with milk, it's 7 days a week, and for us as family dairies, being a marketing cooperative, I don't have a processing facility, so we have to sell milk, perishability kind of thing. So yeah, it's a much more difficult kind of thing. And then when you're looking at it too, we have members, all size dairy operations, and if you're asking for a cutback and those kinds of things for a smaller operation, for whatever that cutback be, that's could be a significant number in the herd versus one of the larger herds. So it's trying to treat people too, and if they're not if they haven't been increasing their production, do you want to penalize them? That's been the discussion that we have, whenever it comes up.
Talking with Jeff Lyon, he's General Manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative from World Dairy Expo. Jeff, I had a chance to talk with the folks over at Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Chad Vincent, and they're doing a lot of work on exports. Now, again, Family's Dairy doesn't have a processor per se. They sell to processors, but the exports are still important, though, for you at the end of the day, because if the processors can't export, well, then we have this excess milk supply and all those things we just talked about. So has the cooperative been trying to take an active role in helping move these exports and expand on them?
Absolutely. Exports have been a big part of what we do, in trying to expand the market. See, we spoke a lot about, my 135 on my milk marketing division, but we have 2,500 members in 7 states across the upper Midwest. So, and they're shipping to some of the largest and some of the smallest proprietary plants, many of which are involved in the export markets. So it's critical that we try to expand exports. We got some players that have some very branded products, cheese, that are selling all over the world and doing very well with it. You have others that would be commodity butter and cheese going around the world too. So you can't think of just our 135 on the milk marketing side, but those other members that we have that are shipping to some very fine proprietary plants, so that are involved in exports.
We're with Jeff Lyon from Farm First Dairy Cooperative at World Dairy Expo. When I had a chance to talk with Greg Dowd, he's the incoming CEO of National Milk, he said, there might be a lot of experts that may not agree with this, but he said, I think the dairy industry is poised for some incredible growth here coming down the road and a big turnaround in the markets. Would you agree with that?
I would say it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to play out, because it's going to be interesting to see how things what happens even within our domestic dairy industry. Certain parts of the country that we've seen sizable growth in their businesses, are they going to remain at the same levels, grow, or are they going to come back a little bit, just weather-related type events, that's going to happen. That could be good for upper Midwest where we're at, and I've been asked that question many times too. And when you're talking about international trade, then you start getting it into the dollar and recessions and inflation. And I was asked just the other day. We had saw some great exports here a couple of years ago where we were hitting records and everything. But European Union was down, and they were down in production. They've bounced up a little bit. So, in the way the dollar is and everything, it's been advantageous, for them to pick up some of those markets. But those things fluctuate so much. But you really have to work and try to build those relationships. And so many plants have done that. And what we really need is our federal government to jump in and help us with that. I'd certainly like to see, with the current administration, certainly would like to have them jump into more on trade negotiations and getting some of those things put in place to assist the companies that are doing the exports.
Jeff Lyon with the Farm First Dairy Cooperative. Finally, Jeff, for those dairy farmers that might be thinking, hey, can I become a member? How can they do that?
Well, first you can, just get a hold of us, take a look at our website, and give us a call and ask about being a member. And I have field staff all over the state, handling all our states in the upper Midwest, and we can get out there and talk to you about Farm First and becoming a member, and talk about all the things that we're doing and who we partner with to get things done on behalf of dairy farmers.
And I know, with the World Dairy Expo, well, that means fall is here and end of the year is here, and it's going to be time for end of year meetings.
Yes, we've got. We'll have our appreciation dinners come up in the middle of November into December, and it's a great opportunity for us to connect with the members, just like being here at Expo, getting to see our members, have a chance to, as appreciation says, say thank you for being a member, appreciate for what they do, talk a little bit more about what the co-op has done and what we're planning on doing. So they've all received, I know, it went out last week, an invitation, and we got it out there, and we'll be broadcasting it wide and far, but certainly would like our members to come out to one of those appreciation dinners just so we can have a chance to visit with them.
Jeff Lyon, General Manager of Farm First Dairy Cooperative from World Dairy Expo. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN.